The one thing I don't do is I don't laugh it off. Okay, so somebody tried to make a joke or make it funny or thought, oh, that's funny. I won't laugh it off. If I don't find it funny, I'm not going to join your joke. I can seriously sit there and sit in awkward silence. Awkward silence has so much power, Rajshri, so much power. So somebody says something I don't find funny, I'm just looking at them like, didn't work for me. Rajshri Ranawat, what should I answer to people who do body shaming whenever I meet them? So Rajshri, there are few options here, okay? Depending on how close or far you are with them. One option is, of course, to just plain ignore. Okay, which means what? You heard it, but you don't react to it. Okay? Why? Because you don't choose to react to it. There are sometimes I hear people say things to me, I just let it pass. Not my monkey, not my circus. I don't choose to react. This is not a battle I want to fight. This is their opinion. They are more than welcome to keep it. I behave like I didn't hear it only. That's one option. Another option is to, on the face, tell them that, that I don't appreciate that comment. Sometimes I feel confrontational in my mood and I go, no, sorry, you know what? It's not funny to me. I like who I am. I like the way I am. If you have issues, then that's your problem, not mine. So I can be, depends if I'm that aggressive. If I'm PMSing, God bless the person who's commented on me, right? So I have different days for different, sometimes I just turn into a kind angel. Sometimes I turn into a warrior princess. So you have to choose which day, which mood is there. If I'm in kind angel mood, I'll actually sit that person down and say, not just to me, don't say something like this to anyone. You can land up hurting. I know you mean good. I'll take the person on the side and literally give them a 5-minute coaching session. So it all depends on how close I am, how important is that person. If a very close friend of mine makes a very drastic comment on my body shaming, I will take her on the side and say, what happened? You're okay? Because you know what? You're not the kind who'll hurt someone like this by saying something like this. I can assure you that person will never again say that to you. So, the one thing I don't do is I don't laugh it off. Okay? So somebody tried to make a joke or make it funny or thought, oh, that's funny. I won't laugh it off. If I don't find it funny, I'm not going to join your joke. I can seriously sit there and sit in awkward silence. Awkward silence has so much power, Rajshri, so much power. So somebody says something I don't find funny, I'm just looking at them like, didn't work for me. Like, I'm not saying it, but in my head I'm thinking that. So a lot of times I do like that. So you have to choose different days, different moods. You can't have the same reaction to every single person. Also, depending on how close they are, how well-intentioned they are. If they are well-intentioned, I'd rather sit them down and talk. If they are thinking they're just being super funny and hilarious and making a joke at my cost and laughing in the room, I'm sorry, that's not an option I want to give you. Sometimes I'm in that same mood, I'll make a joke on myself which will be worse than what they've made. So it really depends on my mood. Now, if you're someone who's getting hurt very easily or very quickly, or this is something that you're sensitive about, you know what? One of the things you should try to take is as feedback is that, till we don't own our own shortcomings, people have the power to hurt us. So see if you can get over it yourself. Like I remember my brother used to say, can I hang my shirt on your nose? A lot of people used to make I have a pakoda Punjabi nose. So growing up, I had a lot of people making fun of my nose. After a while, I just accepted my samosa nose and I said, yeah, okay, fine. And I was cool with it. Because, in Game of Thrones, there's a beautiful scene between, there's a short dwarf guy and Jon Snow who's not got legitimate parents. He's a bastard child. And so this guy tells him that every time someone calls you bastard, I see you getting so hurt. You know you are one. You know the world is going to call you one. Why don't you accept it and use it as your armor rather than being so vulnerable to every single person and anybody can hurt you? And I really liked that point, that if we can all just start to own the pimple, own the scar, own our fatness, own our obesity, own our short height, own our dark skin, own our whatever it is we need to own. If we can own that and not feel, like we need to justify or in any form have any excuse, how powerful we will get as women. Because one of the ways the world controls women is by shaming us physically. So if you can just get over it and people realize that none of that hurts you, That's such a lovely way of operating. So